Hello and welcome to another episode of Motors for the Masses, and today is a very exciting day because we are taking the Thunor out on the road. Yes, it's test drive day. We're going to see just how fast it goes and just how long that battery lasts. And then we're going to come back and talk more about the bike. You see, we had a meeting on Wednesday with the factory and we've come up with lots and lots of changes. And I mean lots of changes, as in the front suspension, the rear suspension. I'm redesigning the battery box and that pot on the top myself. We've got lots of changes with the wheels and the seat arrangement and the tank and the way all the wiring goes and all sorts, handlebars, the lot. And we'll talk more about that in a little while. And we will talk also more about the options it's going to come with. Yes, there are options, and you might be excited about some of them. You might not. I am. But for now, let's get this bike out on the road. So without any further ado, let's roll the intro and get cracking.
Crack. I've been a real bad boy on the town all night. Starting to calm down with the morning light. Down in the
So this is how we end up. Shades of blue and gray. just like an empty bottle. My dreams are on delay. I just wanna climb on top of a hill and throw it all away, away. Take me far away before my mind spins off and I am all derailed, derailed. Just drive all the way to the rainbow's end. Just drive, and we'll never turn our backs again. So this is how we end up. The game is set to play. Every day remains the same now. One decision we obey. I just wanna climb on top of a hill and throw it all away, away. Take me far away before my mind spins off and I am all derailed, derailed. Just drive all the way to the rainbow's end. Just drive, and we'll never turn our backs again. Just drive. Just drive. Just drive.
So, just had a little interlude stop, have a chat, have a catch up, and see what we think. So far, I'm really impressed with the pull away. The brakes are fine. That suspension definitely needs changing because it's too spongy on the front end. When you open up, the front end just flies up. The back end is too solid, so when you go over a bump, it's not too bad. When you're doing speed, it's not too bad because you don't really notice it. But when there's a proper rut in the road, mind you, I suppose you do on a real bike.
Yeah, I think that
Real
one,
bike. I've got to stop saying that. Keep calling it a real bike.
I think that one just needs a bit more travel at the rear. It's very short, isn't it? Very short travel as well on that.
It is, yes. I mean, it definitely needs better suspension on the back. Definitely needs better suspension on the front. But the ride, I mean, there's a couple of times I was one-handed just fiddling around with the camera. There's no wobble. There's nothing like that. You know, that felt fine.
Performance-wise, yeah, just following, yeah, it's just like following a 125. It doesn't seem much different, to be honest, isn't it? Air-cooled 125, does 55
Absolutely.
mile an hour or so.
I'm keeping up with traffic. You know, the maximum I hit on a dual lane bit was 92 kilometres. So we'll work that out in a bit. But 92 kilometres. In fact, at this stage, I'm going to get my GPS out and see what we've been doing.
Probably about 56, something like that.
Here comes the Thunder. Okay, so far, maximum speed, 54 miles an hour.
It's not bad.
That's not bad. Quite pleased with that, 54 miles an hour. How
many miles have we done so far?
So far, we've done 24.4.
3 altogether, yeah.
24 miles so far. That's all right. Wow. So, and we've still got plenty to go, so we will talk more when we get back. But so far, I'm pretty impressed. Now we know there's lots to change. 100% lots to change. But so far, I'm pretty pleased.
Yeah.
Right, onwards and upwards. Let's wait for the thunder to stop. So there we go, we're back and we have a figure. And it's not as good as we thought it was going to be, is it?
Not quite.
Top speed was good. Top speed was 54 miles an hour, and I'm pretty pleased with that. And it was consistent, I'll be honest. Up hills, down hills. Obviously, it wasn't full whack out all the way up, but it was okay. I lost probably about 7 kilometres going up a hill. That's about it, which is about 3-4 miles an hour. That's not bad at all. So the pull is really good. However, the distance was just 25.5 miles. That's not enough.
Yeah, I thought as well, obviously, for the speed of it, doing 54, it got up to 50 really quick. It's not as if it's got to 40 and then struggled to get to 50.
No,
was
not
it?
at all.
It got to its top speed pretty swiftly.
Yeah, yeah. So as far as that's concerned, we're pretty impressed. We're just not impressed with the length of how long the battery lasts. However, we have spoken to the factory already. I've sent them a copy of the figures. In fact, it's these figures here. And they have come back with, once you've redesigned the battery, we will look at the battery and make sure it lasts longer. We haven't got any other figures at the moment, but they've said they will make the battery last longer.
Yeah, it just needs a slightly higher capacity battery. At the moment, it's a 72 volt, 40 ampere battery. I mean, if we got the space for it, it would be nice to see a 60 ampere in there. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that was concerning for me is that when the battery went, it went. And not only did it just creep down to 50 volts, it went from 62.5 volts to 50 volts. So obviously, as we were riding, it was coming down bit by bit, bit by bit. That wasn't too much of a problem. And when I stopped, it was 72 volts. And then when I pull away, 68. But it was happily sitting at 62.5 volts, full capacity, full speed, no problem at all. And then suddenly, 50 volts.
Yeah, basically what happens is that...
Back up again, and that was it, dead, done.
The speed controller has a cut-off voltage for the cells of the battery. So once those cells reach that voltage, it will just cut the power.
And now there's nothing. So you turn the key, nothing. That's it. It's done, spent.
So the way to go around that slightly is to still have a bit of power left, is have the cut-off set a bit higher.
Actually, are the lights on?
No.
No? So nothing at all, that's it.
No.
It's done. So, yeah, that's the only concerning thing. The fact that it just, poof, that was it. Warning-wise, didn't really get anything.
It was making some noises.
It was making some beeping noises, but that was...
we couldn't work out if it was you or the
It
bike.
was me or the phone. The phone or the bike. And I think it was the bike, because it was noisy. It was beep, 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 beep. But it was doing that when we still had about 8 to 10 kilometres left. So fair enough, it did warn us.
Yeah, I think you probably find that's probably the alarm, just letting you know that when you actually, obviously, as you draw power out the battery, is what they call battery sag, the voltage drops.
Right.
Obviously, when you're under power, it'll start beeping saying you're hitting that
But
voltage
it
cut
did
off.
that at about 20 miles. So capacity-wise, we only had about 20 miles before it started warning us. So yeah, 25.5 miles was the maximum. So basically that had like a 5-mile range from warning to dead.
Yeah.
That we need to change. We're well aware of it.
Also, bear in mind that obviously it was pretty much tested flat out all the time.
Oh yeah, it was.
We didn't set at 30 mile an hour and see how it went. It pretty much done over 50 all the time.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. Once it's got the 50cc-ish design hub in it, I should imagine it'll do 50 miles.
Oh, it might even do 60. It's drawing
Yeah.
about half the power of what this motor and that is. So
Yeah. But we were doing lots of different filming. There was flat out, lots of stopping and starting, me coming past as fast as I could. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not disappointed in that respect. Speed-wise, I'm fine. I was happy with the way it rode. Yes, again, definitely need to change those. Definitely need to change those. They're complete opposite. They're too stiff and they're too spongy. And it's just not smooth enough. And it's a bit jerky when it comes up as well. It's not smooth action.
yes, you've got a bit of
jerky.
sag, haven't you? So as soon as it gets that torque and it just lengthens the forks, basically.
Yes. I mean, on Wednesday, there was Jamie, Malcolm, and myself had a very productive meeting with the factory. They listened to everything we said. They took on board everything we said. We said the mudguard needs changing. The wheels, we want wire wheels in a 17-inch wheel because the 50cc version we've got is a 16-inch rear wire wheel. And I want a 17-inch, and I think we can do it. So they should come with wire wheels. The seats we're not too bothered about. The tank, we're going to get these sent over as a basic tank, and then we're going to spray them. We are going to build the bike in Britain. We're going to source the parts, not necessarily from the same place. We're going to source the parts from various different places, change lots of things, like I say, the front forks, the rear suspension, the front mudguard. The rear mudguard is going to be shaped and positioned better. The centre stand is going to be changed completely. The side stand is going to be strengthened. The swing arm was fine. I'm redesigning this and this completely. So we're changing the design, and this is going to look more like an engine. Inside here is going to be lined out better. The clocks are going to change. The ignition system is going to be moved. There's lots of changes going on. We are getting rid of the reverse. That's disappearing. And of course, this is a horn, and that is a horn, and that can't happen. So we're going to have one horn and one start button. So yes, it is going to change quite a bit. What we're also going to offer is a bespoke spraying service. So basically, for an extra cost, it's not going to be horrendous, but an extra cost, we can spray for any colour you like. There will be a range of colours that comes as standard, but if you want a specific colour, then we can do that. And that, at the moment, brings us to the end of this episode of Motors for the Masses. Thank you very much for watching. Oh no, I want to add one more thing. We're also going to do a scrambler-ish type version with a flat seat and a cafe racer-ish type version with flat handlebars and this cafe racer seat. So, yes. Yeah. Oh, I also want to show you these brackets. We've redesigned these brackets on the 3D printer, so I'm going to bring you around and show you these quickly. In fact, I'll show you a picture now. So yeah, we are already designing stuff ourselves. We're already making stuff ourselves. And as I say, the factory is going to come up with lots of other parts. And we've got lots of different sources that we're getting other parts from. We want this to be a British-built bike. And that, I think, is going to be a good thing for us. And on that note, Malcolm is going to be on board. Yes, Malcolm's coming back. He's going to be on board building these bikes. He's going to be involved from the design stage through to the implementation stage to the building stage. And yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
Of course, Jamie's going to be on board as well. He's going to be there with electrics and designing and 3D printing and everything else. And then I'll be there paying bills again, as usual, and making decisions and doing drawings.
He'll do the bills, I'll do the dog work.
Yes, but I mean, my main thing is design. I'm very much into the design of things. Like with a lot of things, I design it and then go, do that, please.
Thank you.
So there you go. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Thank you everybody who has commented on the previous video and lots of positive feedback so far. Thank you very much indeed. And as a note, it's not going to be the Thunor Panther. We've listened to everybody on the comments, and I think you're right. Thunor Genesis. Genesis C for cafe, and Genesis S for scrambler, perhaps.
Not zippy then, though.
Not zippy. No, when I had to book it onto the system I've got here, I couldn't find a category to put it in. And there was one there called Zippy. And we thought, yeah, that'll do. The Genesis Zippy. Oh dear. So there you go. Yes, thank you very much for watching. Please come back next time when we'll be back with more reviews and lots of other stuff as usual. So until next time, please ride and drive carefully.
But have fun.
Bye-bye.
Bye.